The night Kola decided to steal from the shrine, the moon was so bright that even the shadows looked alive. Most people in the village of Igbodo avoided the forest at night. They believed the spirits walked freely when the sun went down. Children were warned never to wander near the sacred shrine that stood beneath an ancient Iroko tree. But Kola did not believe those stories. To him, the shrine was nothing more than a place where villagers left offerings, food, coins, sometimes even jewelry for spirits that did not exist. And that night, Kola needed money. Kola was known throughout the village as a restless man. He always wanted quick success but never had the patience to work for it. While others woke up early to farm or trade in the market, Kola spent most of his time complaining about how unfair life was. "Why do I struggle while others have plenty?" he often said. One evening, as he sat outside a small bar drinking palm wine, he heard two elderly men talking nearby. "The chief's family left a large offering at the shrine today," one of them said. "For their daughter's healing," the other replied. "They brought money and a gold bracelet." Kola's ears sharpened immediately. Money. Gold. And it was just sitting there in the forest where nobody would touch it. Because they were afraid. Kola smiled quietly. "Foolish people," he muttered to himself. That night, while the village slept, Kola picked up a small lantern and walked toward the forest. The path to the shrine was silent except for the sound of crickets. Tall trees stood on both sides of the narrow road, their branches moving gently in the night wind. For a brief moment, Kola felt uneasy, but he shook the feeling away. There are no spirits, he told himself. Soon he reached the shrine. It was exactly as the villagers described. The old Iroko tree stood in the center of a small clearing. Beneath it was a simple clay altar decorated with white chalk markings. Several offerings had been placed on it: yams, palm oil, coins, and just as Kola hoped, a small wooden bowl filled with money. Next to it lay a gold bracelet that shone under the moonlight. Kola laughed softly. "All this for invisible spirits," he said. Without hesitation, he began collecting everything. He grabbed the money, the bracelet, and even some of the food. But as he was about to leave, something strange happened. The wind suddenly stopped. The forest became completely quiet. Kola froze. Then he heard it, a whisper, soft, faint, but clear. "Kola." His heart jumped. He quickly turned around, lifting his lantern higher. "Who is there?" he demanded. There was no answer, only silence. Kola forced himself to laugh again. "Just the wind," he said, though the wind had not returned. He hurried back to the village. That night, Kola slept with a smile on his face. He hid the money under his bed and placed the gold bracelet in a small box. But his sleep was not peaceful. In his dream, he was standing in the forest again. The shrine was in front of him, and someone was standing beside it, a tall, shadowy figure. Its eyes glowed like fire. "You took what was not yours," the figure said. Kola woke up with a loud gasp. Sweat covered his face. "It was just a dream," he whispered. But when he looked around his room, he noticed something strange. The gold bracelet was no longer in the box. It was lying on his chest. Kola stared at it in fear. He quickly grabbed it and threw it back into the box. For the rest of the night, he could not sleep. The next morning, Kola tried to act normal. He went to the market and bought food with some of the stolen money. But something felt wrong. People were staring at him. Not normal stares, strange stares, as if they knew something. By afternoon, the village was buzzing with rumors. The shrine was robbed, people whispered. The spirits will be angry. The thief will suffer. Kola avoided everyone's eyes. That evening, as he walked home, he saw the village elder, Baba Ojo, sitting under a tree. Baba Ojo was known as the wisest man in the village. Kola, the old man called.
Kola hesitated before walking over. "You look troubled," the old man said calmly. "I'm fine," Kola replied quickly. The old man studied him carefully. Sometimes, when a person steals from another man, the punishment may be small, but when someone steals from the spirits, the punishment is different. Kola felt a chill run down his spine. "I don't know what you mean," he said nervously. The old man did not argue. He simply nodded. "Be careful, my son." That night, the whispers returned. Kola, Kola, Kola. The voice seemed to come from everywhere. Kola covered his ears, but the whispers continued. Suddenly, his lantern blew out, even though the windows were closed. Darkness filled the room. Then he saw something moving in the corner. A tall shadow, the same one from his dream. "You took what was not yours," the voice said again. Kola screamed and ran outside. For the first time in his life, he felt true fear. The next day, things became worse. Everywhere Kola went, strange things happened. His food tasted like ash. The money he spent kept disappearing from his pockets. Even the bracelet seemed to move on its own. That night, he finally ran back to Baba Ojo. "Please help me," he begged. The old man looked at him calmly. "What did you do, Kola?" Tears filled his eyes. "I stole from the shrine." The elder sighed deeply. "You have made a terrible mistake. Please tell me how to fix it." The old man stood slowly. "Come with me." Together, they walked toward the forest. The moon was rising again, just like the night Kola had gone there alone. When they reached the shrine, the old man stopped. "Return everything you took," he said. Kola quickly placed the money and the bracelet back on the altar. His hands were shaking. Then the old man spoke softly toward the forest. "Spirits of this land, forgive the foolishness of this man." For a moment, nothing happened. Then the wind returned. The leaves began to move, and the heavy feeling in the air slowly disappeared. Kola suddenly felt lighter, as if a great weight had been lifted from his chest. He fell to his knees. "I am sorry," he whispered. The old man placed a hand on his shoulder. "Remember this moment, Kola. Greed can blind a man until he walks straight into danger." From that day forward, Kola changed. He stopped chasing easy money. Instead, he began working on a small farm outside the village. The work was hard, but it brought him peace. Whenever he passed the forest, he lowered his head respectfully. And he never again laughed at the beliefs of his people. Because some lessons are learned the hard way, and some mistakes should never be repeated.